Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marta, I come from Norway and I love makeup. And today I am showing you guys the Złota Era or Golden Era palette from Glam Shop. And I received this in PR together with two of the face palettes and a jelly highlighter. So I'm going to swatch it all for you guys and use it in a look. And I used everything apart from the jelly highlighter today. So if you're interested in seeing the swatches, seeing the demo of the products, then keep on watching. I also wanted to swatch the face palettes. So we have the one with the blushes right here, which is the 30s palette. And then we have the 20s one with the more bronzy shades right here. So I'm also going to show you with the light pointing towards the swatches. So hopefully you can see a little bit more of like the sparkles and shifts. And you can see that this powder highlight is just so stunning. I think it's a little bit dark for me, as you can see there, but I think it would look really beautiful regardless if I just blended like into the blush more like. I don't know. I just love the shifts on this one. And of course this one is the one that I am going to use in this video. So that's more of like a bright peachy pink with a golden sheen. And this one is more of like a pinky mauve situation, which is matte, and then it's this one which is very deep and it's almost more brown leaning on me, but I think it would look really beautiful on, I guess, medium skin tones. And then for the last palette, this is the highlight that I'm using in this video. I really like it. It's so pretty. It's almost like a lighter version of the powder highlight from the blush palette, and it's just super beautiful. And then it's the matte bronzer. It's a little bit hard to pick up, so you can definitely like really go in and not be scared to use enough. Obviously this palette is more for light skin tones, and these two could either be used as what I used one of them for today, just like a glowy bronzer, if you will. But you could also use it as a highlight if you have a really deep skin tone. I would imagine that this palette could be more of like a highlighting palette, I guess. Yeah, so I really actually enjoy these formulas in here. I think they're really nice. I don't think it would have been something I picked up if I had to like pay for it myself, just because I don't usually buy face palettes, but now that I have them I will use them, and I have been using them quite a bit, so I'm really happy to have it. I also have this jelly highlighter in the shade Era. You can see it's super shifty and beautiful. I'm just gonna swatch from the lid here. I think that's a little bit easier. And this one is actually super nice as an eyeshadow topper or just like a shimmer, because it's actually, oh, just look at how beautiful that is. Where do I swatch it? Here. So it's just super sparkly. I love this one. It's so pretty. I would not use it on my face though, because I don't prefer sparkly highlighters. You can also see when the light hits, it has those gorgeous sparkles, and it does really shift, although it's a little bit hard in the angle that I swatched this in to show you guys. But it has a purple to blue shift, I guess you could say, and it's really beautiful. And I would use this as a topper for the eyeshadow or the inner corner or something. It's just very beautiful, and it does dry down, so I do not have creasing with this product at all. But yeah, those are the swatches. So now I will do the look and use the eyeshadow, of course, and these face products and show you guys what I come up with. For the look, I'm just going to start with this purple here. I'm just so curious how it performs, because I thought that it's swatched a bit different than other Glam Shop shadows. And the brush I'm using is Glam Shop 022, and I think I'll just actually make a kind of halo eye. Maybe I'll go into the silver shimmer, but usually I go for more of the warm tones. I mean, it's very pigmented and it blends really nicely. I'm just going to place it also here in the very inner corner. I'm not going to drag it up too far. I want it to be more of a wearable purple look. Since I do want it to be more wearable, I'm taking that lighter brown shade and I'm just adding that under here. And you know what? I think I'll actually make it kind of a halo on the lower lash line too. So I'm taking the brown also here. And I'm just going to take a big blending brush. This is R104 from What's Up Beauty. And I'm taking the lightest matte shade. And I'm just going to use this to mattify all of the primer that I applied. I did apply my W7 primer. I'm trying... No, wait, it's Wet n Wild, I think. Yeah, it's Wet n Wild, the Wet n Wild primer. And then I also used the Glam Shop eye base on like the outer and inner corners to more cover my discoloration. So I'm just taking this light shade. It's very pigmented, and I'm just applying that here also to work a little bit more on the blend, of course. And I'm just going to apply a little bit more here in the outer corner, because I can like see that my brush hadn't applied it very evenly there. And I think I want to use an eyeliner, so I guess I could extend it a little bit more out here. Oh, you can't even see. And that's what I was thinking for the mattes, actually, not much more. So I'll just do the other eye, and then I will put on some glam glue and decide for one of the shimmers. I'm just going to use this Glam Shop liner. It's the liner from, was it the Oriental collection? I think it was. So before I do the shimmers, I'm just going to apply this. You know, I think this is long enough because it's a long time since I wore a liner, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep it like this unless I mess up the other eye. So for the shimmers, I'm going to use a little bit of this one in the outer corner, and then I'm going to use this kind of lavendery silver shade for the middle. So I'm just going to apply my Glam Glue just with my finger because I don't want any sharp lines or anything. So I'm just making sure that I have enough product on the eye. Then I just take a finger and I usually make sure I place it where I don't have any shadows first. That way I don't transfer any of the dark shadows to the areas where I don't want any base. Okay, and it's already super sticky, so I need to apply the shadow as fast as possible. So I'm just starting with this lightest one, really making it look like a beam in the middle here. Like that. And I'm just taking my, well, you know what? I'm taking a brush for the other shadow, so I'm just taking a random flat brush that is not too big. And then I'm just applying a little bit of that purple. I'm going to go over with my finger right here just to blend the shadows together, and I'm going to use the finger that I used with the lightest shadow because I want that one to be a little bit more prominent towards, like, I don't know how to explain it, but just to like blend that a little bit more towards the outer and inner corners, I guess. So I'm just taking a little bit more of that light color, and now I'm just tapping and dragging ever so slightly just to blend them together. Oh, they look so pretty together though. And I wonder for the lower lash line, I kind of want to use the more peachy toned one, this one. So I think I will actually use this one as well on the lower lash line, just in the middle there. So that will be kind of contrasting in terms of this being more cool toned and it's going to be more warm toned on the lower lash line. So I have it right here. I'm just going to place it down on top of the glitter glue that I placed down. And I think for the inner corner I will just use the same shadow that I used right here. So I'm just going to do the other eye and finish off the rest of my makeup and show you the close-up of this look. Oh, and by the way, before I do that, I probably will also show you the skin makeup because there are some skin products also in this collection, which I almost forgot about. I just applied my concealer and just some powder on top of it, so now I'm going in with this palette. It's the 30s palette from Glam Shop in this collection. And I feel like I kind of want to use a little bit of both of these cream blushes, but I'm going to start with the deepest one and I will see if I will dabble into the more peachy, lighter one. And I think I've only used my fingers with this formula, so I will see how it applies with a brush. This one is from the light pink brush set from Glam Shop. I always use this for my liquid or cream blush. And I just zoomed you out a little bit so you can see my cheeks a bit better. I am not sure how this will apply with a brush. I feel like it's the best method to just use your finger, but I figured I would try just in case some of you guys prefer a brush. And I've not used it with the Glam Shop formula. I'm just gonna use my finger because I know that worked before. Again, I haven't used it with the Glam Shop foundation, but that should kind of be the best foundation to use. So I will just tap it out with my finger. That is very interesting because I feel like it kind of lifts away a little bit of my foundation, which I did not feel when I used it before. But then I used a different foundation and I don't remember which one. I think I even used it with 2 different ones and it was perfectly fine. But I mean, I think it looks good, but I'm not sure, like, maybe it's better to see on camera. Just gonna turn down the lighting so you can really see texture and stuff, but at least that's how it's looking right now. I am going to use powder on top just because I want to try the bronzer, which is a powder, so I definitely have to set this before I apply that. But that's how this deepest blush is looking. I'm wondering, since I'm not really going anywhere, I will just apply the other shade on the other side of my cheek. So I'm just using a different finger now. Picking it up here, they're so glowy and beautiful. So now I'm just going to apply that on this side. I guess this is the one I've used the most out of these two because it's just a little bit more my color. You know, this one applied so much better. I feel like it was just the brush that kind of disturbed stuff a little bit here. So I definitely recommend using a finger. That is so beautiful though, it's so glowy. I figured I should show you more close-up as well of this side. Now it's the same depth as the other side, and this looks so beautiful to me. It just looks so smooth even though it's shiny. I love how this is looking. So I'm just going to put on some powder and then I'll go in with the powder bronze. So I just applied the powder and now I'm going into the matte bronzer right here. It looks very cool tone on camera, but I mean, I guess it's a little bit cool tone in real life as well. But I'm going to use that first. I'm using a brush from Glam Shop that I bought in my last order. It's called GB06. I bought this for bronzer and contour. I don't know how pigmented this is. I've only used it a little bit, but I'm just going to start gently, and I might dip into one of the more glowy ones too, just to try them out, because I don't think I have tried that yet. I'll also apply a little bit just on the sides of my nose. I don't really use or do a nose contour, but I do like to just define it a little bit with bronzer and contour just with a big brush. Okay, so that was a little bit more than I usually add, so I'm just going to use my powder brush. And now I'm just going to try this one, and when I'm using a highlighter I'll be using this one. This one is really nice. So I'm just taking a little bit. Yeah, because these that have shimmer in them are a little bit more pigmented. I'm just loving the texture and the sheen that I'm getting from this palette right here. I don't love this side, but I'm also pretty sure that it was because of the brush that I used, so I don't really blame the product itself. I am seeing that this one is sweating a little bit, but that's not dangerous at all. It's just because it is a kind of, it's a very liquidy, creamy, I don't know if you can see that, but it really melts. So I have a little bit on my finger now. I'm going to make it look even shinier here now. And that was just with the little that I picked up with my finger. I definitely love this for days when you just want a very natural sheen. I mean, it's not that natural, but there's no glitter specks or anything. I love how that's looking. So now I'm going to finish my makeup and I'll show you the close-up of the look. That was the close-up of this look. I really enjoy how it turned out. The eyeshadow formula is really good, like I'm used to with Glam Shop, and the face palette, I really liked this side where I applied with my finger. I didn't love this side as much because I felt like the brush with the product kind of disturbed the base, but I definitely think this is like perfection. So I love this face palette. Is it a little bit bright though? Yeah, so I definitely recommend this if you like this kind of look on your cheek. Personally, I love it. It just looks so fresh, so glowy and healthy. For my lips, I ended up using a lip liner from Catrice called, I think it was Brown Side, and then I used the Glam Shop matte lipstick in the shade Rouge, which is just this beautiful kind of purpley pink shade, which really matches the eye look that I'm wearing. And I'll make sure to leave everything down in my description box if you're wondering what I used in this video. But other than that, I think I'm done with this video right now. So I hope that the swatches were helpful. I hope that you like to see the products and how they applied to the eyes and the face. I would love to hear your thoughts about this collection. Are you interested in trying out the face palettes? What do you think about the color story, etc.? I would love to hear down below in the comment section. But thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!